Thank you, everybody. So well, I'm most proud of my title for this little talk, No Particular Place to Go, which has been, of course, the condition, definitely in London. I know everyone's in different places, but we've basically been locked down since March. And usually I'm on the road a lot of traveling, a lot of different places, a bit like Edmund was saying. But now I've been stuck in London, and it's been actually, well, one of the good aspects of it has been seeing the city differently. So I've spent a lot of time every weekend running or walking, just looking at the city. So this is just some of the things that I've seen. Here we are right in the center of London at the Monument, but also looking at just weird bits of London, this beautiful half-timbered minicab office on the commercial road, not long for this life, no doubt ready to be demolished. But there's been something about seeing the city in this way, which I think has been really remarkable. Like, firstly, emptier. Secondly, just a greater concentration, seeing things like this. So this is a World War II pillbox built into a canal bridge, which is like such a strange combination of moments of history. And I think these kind of things which are right under your nose, which maybe don't normally recognize, have been things which have really kept me going. So these walks and these runs have been a kind of, I don't know, they haven't necessarily been long, but they've been a real kind of exploration of something which I've never seen before. Even when you're looking at something which you've seen a million times before. This is the British Museum, currently under some kind of renovation, where its incredibly solid columns have been kind of altered with all sorts of scaffold wraps and other bits of paraphernalia. Yeah, I know, Mark, you've also been posting on your Instagram your Tokyo running photos, and there's something about the way in which you see the city, I guess, when you're at a certain kind of pace. You're up close to buildings, you're seeing things which maybe you wouldn't see if you were in a car or on a bike or on a train. Things which you maybe would have just walked past. Like, what the hell is this guy somewhere in Lambeth? It's incredible. Like, it should be a celebrated piece of modern architecture, yet it just sits there on a back street. And these sorts of revelations, this wall, which is the edge of the Piccadilly line, just as it gets to Heathrow, with this incredible piece of 1950s public art as a security fence to stop you falling into the train tracks. Like, the city's full of these kinds of moments. There's a real richness that can be discovered around what seems like every corner. And of course, as an antidote to sitting inside the same room day after day, sitting on the same bloody chair even, like, to recognize that all of this interest and diversity and history and weirdness is happening all around you, I think has been really remarkable. That's the kind of the greatest lesson that I think I will have taken away from this terrible, awful year, is somehow that there's something in the city that we've created over hundreds and thousands of years. Here we've got a bit of the Barbican and a bit of the Roman wall in London. So this is a mise-en-scene made over thousands of years. It's an incredible tapestry, really wild juxtapositions that, as a designer, you could never even begin to think about how you might put them together. Looking at things in different ways. So this is the back of the Soane Museum, the back of John Soane's house. Remarkable. I'd never been down that street. I'd never had time. I was always on my way somewhere, but with nowhere to go, no destinations, no people to see, because you're not allowed to see anyone, you can start to look maybe in different ways. Maybe when your eyes have started looking in a different way, you also reveal things to yourself which you could never see before. Like, here's a strange piece of advertising that's embedded in a house. If you're going to go to a vet, definitely go to that one. Another strange back. This is the back of Sterling's claw gallery at the Tate Britain. Normally, I'd be running around the front, going to see a great show, really enjoying myself, rather than poking around like sneaking past the security guard to go and have a look at the car park, or finding elements like this. Like, what on earth is this? It's like a kind of monumental obelisk slash ventilation shaft. And these things I find so inspiring as a designer. You think like, oh my God, the imagination, which is possible. There's so many things which are still able to surprise us, still able to make us think. Look at the ingenuity here. A radiator attached to outdoor seating on the Edgware Road. Absolute genius. You know, like this is a sort of ad hoc adaptation of something on a kind of pretty average street. And suddenly it makes you think, oh my God, how come all of the legions of designers have never been able to think of something quite so remarkable? And it's just, I don't know, I find it a lovely thing that you can find these things lying around on a street, uncelebrated. And maybe they should remain uncelebrated. But it's just lovely to see. Even juxtapositions like this. I don't even know why I like this. With hit screens not being used on the roof of a petrol station. It's like a kind of ad hoc Barcelona pavilion, you could say. This is out near Cockfosters, right on the edge of London. And when you get to the edge of London, which I'm walking around the edge of London at the moment, I'm about 3/4 of the way around, you get sometimes these amazing 1930s tube stations. This is Cockfosters tube station by Charles Holden, an absolute gem of a modernist masterpiece in the service of everyday life of London. So yes, like it says, thank you, everyone.